In this game, I'm gonna show you how to punish your opponent for being too aggressive in the opening with the black pieces. Hi guys, it's International Master Evgeny Liseyev, and today we play a 10 minutes game as white, and I'm gonna explain you everything I think about through the game, and hopefully it's gonna be instructive and entertaining for you, especially if I have a few seconds in the end of the game. It's always very funny to watch me blundering all of the stuff, but yeah, let's see. So the game started with d4, and he played knight f6, knight f3, this King's Indian defense, a pretty strong opponent we have today, 22-36, and yeah, let's see whether he goes for the King's Indian here with d6 or all the way to d5, and that's gonna be a symmetrical Grunfeld defense. That's up to him to choose. Okay, he goes d5. There are a lot of moves here. You can play, the main move is c4, of course. There is a4. I play sometimes this move c3, which is a little bit tricky, a little bit slow. As far as I remember, it's Kramnik's move, and the idea is that, well, you start to maneuver, you wait for black to make some aggressive move like this bishop g4, because here I guess I can just go to e5 with a tempo. It's always nice. I don't know why he's provoking it. Now I can go to b3 with my queen, attacking the pawn on b7. And here it's a little bit unpleasant, at least it feels like that. He goes knight d7, but the pawn is still hanging, and I'm pretty sure I can at least think about taking it. I don't know, bishop d5 doesn't feel that great, because knight takes d5, queen takes d5, and then he has knight takes e5, takes, and he's winning his pawn back. But what's wrong with queen takes b7? I mean, the c6 square is great for the knight. I'm just picking up free pawn, rook b8, just queen takes a7, the b2 is protected. Yeah, I don't really get it, so I'm gonna try. Let's see whether my opponent can punish me for it. Okay, he takes on e5. Don't really have any choice, I have to take it. Yeah, I guess his idea is that in the end of the day, this pawn on e5 is just weak and vulnerable, and he's gonna pick it up. But maybe I can also create some threats like rook d1, e6, c4. And yeah, I'm putting quite a lot of pressure on his position. Another idea is rook d1, e6, knight d2. I like it because I'm developing my pieces, and then I'm threatening to take on e4. And if he takes on e5 in the end of the day, I have this e4 idea, once again using the pin. So in every case I have to start with rook d1. The pawn on d5 is hanging, so he can just take on e5, ignoring it. Yeah, he has to play e6, and now I feel like there should be something along this d file. By the way, it's interesting what happens after f3, because the knight is hanging. I mean, with an idea to play e4 afterwards. The knight will go to c5, queen c6 is a nice way, because the knight should go once again somewhere, and then we have e4. Actually quite like it. It's gonna work if I don't get in trouble along this diagonal. If I get in trouble, it can be very, very sad, but I don't feel that it's possible for him, so I'm gonna take a risk here. There was of course knight d2, like I have mentioned, but f3 seems to be the most aggressive move here, so I'm gonna try it. Knight c5, and like I said, queen c6. Okay, Maybe the problem is knight d7 and knight takes e5. So maybe queen b5 runs into rook b8. Well, I can actually play queen c6, knight d7 and f4, kind of locking all of his pieces. And then still e4 would be an issue, even there. But actually, maybe knight e5 is not such a huge problem as I think it is, because still the bishop would be trapped. Okay, now I have an opportunity to develop another piece, which is always great. I'm thinking about b3 and bishop a3. On the other hand, of course, the problem is that he's gonna take my pawn back. I also have f4, but I don't like the fact that his knight is going to be back, so f4 should be played in a combination with bishop e3. That way it works, and I pretty much like it. Always try to develop your pieces as fast as possible, as active as possible, because so far I have only developed my queen, actually not following my own principles, but now I finally start to develop it, and for me it's very important to stay his pieces, to make sure that his pieces are still very passive there. Okay, he's trying to create some threats for me, but I guess b3 or even b4 solves the problem here. Still have some squares for my queen to go, so shouldn't be a big deal, but b4 is great. If one day this knight will go somewhere, the c5 square would be great for my bishop. Yeah, I guess this day happened. He decided to sacrifice here, I guess, but I don't feel that it's gonna be enough compensation. Also, where should the queen go? Ah, okay, he has queen e8 idea. And then, okay, he just resigned. Well, it was a faster game than expected, but let's take a look at the analysis. Okay, so the game started with the King's Indian defense and the c3 move. No, actually that's the Grunfeld. Yeah, and bishop g4, I don't get it. Just gives me a free tempo. He could have played bishop f5 immediately, which is a completely normal move, or just c6, preparing like some squares for the queen to defend the pawn afterwards. But bishop g4, I don't know, I don't feel like it. Of course, you can just defend the pawn on on b7 with the queen c8 move, and it's still more or less normal. But this way, it's just a pawn down, and as the game shown, it's not a real compensation here. Could have played f3 immediately, as the engine points out, but I really wanted the rook on d5. I don't know, it feels so great to have it there, to face the queen along the line. And I still have this f3 idea. Yeah, bishop e3, finally developing some pieces. Just no problems whatsoever, such a great position. And here, yeah, like I said, queen e8 could have been played and should have been played, but the endgame is such a great one. Just develop your pieces and look at the position. There is nothing, no counterplay for black, maybe f6. Because, yeah, if this bishop is free, then it might be something, but I guess white is the first one to create some threats. Knight e7 and bishop a7, and look at this passer. One day it's gonna become a queen, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for being with me here today. I hope it was instructive and entertaining for you. Hit the like button if I was helpful for you today, and see you in the next videos.